Welcome to vocabulary set 10, driving. So this will be a introduction to all of the basic driving words to use in English. And it will go along with our next vocabulary set 11, which is biking. So these are all of the useful words you need to know in order to have a English conversation about biking and driving. So these are things about the road and stuff like that. Okay, let's begin. The first word is driver. So the person driving the car is the driver. So driver is a noun. So for each slide, we'll take about a minute for people to write down the words. Okay, our next word is driver's license. So the driver's license means just the card you need to get from the government if you drive a car. So in English, we call that your driver's license. So let's write that down. Okay. Next is steering wheel. So the steering wheel is also a noun. It comes from the verb steer, which means where you the direction you point your car. So the thing you use to do that is called the steering wheel. The next one is road rage. This is kind of a funny word I included. So in English, rage means to be very angry. So we have a term in English called road rage. It means some people, when they drive their car, they feel really angry and they yell all the time, or they do angry things. And we call that road rage. So, like I said, rage just means very angry. Road rage. The next one is passenger. So the passenger is Anyone who's not driving the car. If you're just riding in the car, you don't use the steering wheel, we call you the passenger. All right. Next one is gasoline. So the fuel you put in your car is called gasoline. But most people in English just say gas because it's shorter. Even though it's a liquid, we'd call it gas because gas is shorter than gasoline. So what you put in your car is gasoline. Okay. Next we have gas station. So that's very simple. The place where you go to buy gasoline. In English, we call that the gas station. Next one is speed limit. So the speed limit is how fast you can go on the street. We call that the speed limit. Next we have speeding. So in English, speeding means you're going faster than the speed limit. You're doing something illegal. So if you're driving 25 miles an hour and the speed limit is 20, we say you're speeding. You're going too fast, faster than the law allows. We call that speeding. Next one is speeding ticket. So if you're going faster than the speed limit, you get what's called a speeding ticket. It means you are going too fast. Don't you guys hate getting speeding tickets? They're so annoying. I'm always careful. I don't like to get those. Next one is a fine. So a ticket, when you get a ticket, you have to pay money to the government, and the money you have to pay is called a fine. So fine has a couple of meanings in English. If as an adjective, fine could mean good. You can say this is a fine car. It means that it's a really nice car. It's a good car. That's as an adjective. As a noun, fine is bad. It means that you have to pay money to the government as a punishment. So if it's a fine as a noun, it means it's bad. It means you have to pay. All right. Next we have parking space. So that's pretty easy. Just the place you put your car. Call that the parking space. The next one is illegal parking. So if you're doing illegal parking, it means you're parking somewhere where you can't. If you park on a red line or a place where there's a no parking sign, we call that illegal parking. It means you're doing something bad. You shouldn't park here, but you are. We call that illegal parking. Next, we have parking ticket. So parking ticket is just like a speeding ticket. A parking ticket is bad. It means that you were illegal parking and then the police gave you a ticket. So if you get a parking ticket, it means you have to pay a fine. You park somewhere that it was not okay to park. Next, we have parking pass. So a parking pass means you have permission to park in a place. So like if you park here at school, you need a parking pass. Means it's okay to park in a special place. If a parking space is not public, then you usually need a parking pass to park there. The next one is drunk driving. So drunk driving means you had too much alcohol to drink. If you have too much alcohol to drink, in English we say you're drunk. It means you've had too much. So if you do that and you drive, we call that drunk driving. So that would make you a drunk driver. Next one is checkpoint. So a checkpoint is where the police stop drivers to check things, like to see if you have your license or if you are drunk driving. We call that a checkpoint. So it's where the police stop cars on the road to see if people are doing something illegal. Okay. Next we have auto theft. So auto theft means someone is trying to steal your car. So in English, auto is the adjective for car, and theft means to steal something. So we call that auto theft. Someone tries to steal your car. Okay. Next we have highway. So a highway is a big road where cars can go fast. We call that a highway. It's just a big road where the cars can go fast, and there's not a lot of stop signs. Next, we have car accident. So car accident is really bad. Means your car, maybe it hit another car or it hit something else on the road. We call that a car accident. So car accidents are not good things. You don't want to have a car accident. Next, we have high speed chase. This is just a funny word I decided to add, and maybe we will watch some fun videos in class about high speed chase. So high speed chase. Chase means when the police are trying to catch a criminal. So a criminal's driving a car and he's driving the car really fast and the police are trying to get him. So we call that a high speed chase. It's just a funny word I included in the set. It's not really important. All right. Does anybody have any questions? Very good. Well, I guess you can't have any questions because we're not in class. I don't know why I included that slide. So next we have our vocabulary set 10 comprehension questions. So the answers to the comprehension questions are found in the vocabulary from the PowerPoint. And you can find this Word file on the school website. So now, just like we were in class, let's take some time to finish the comprehension questions. So that means we'll take about 15 minutes and then I will read all of the questions and we'll check our answers. So let's take about 15 minutes now to answer the questions. And I will be quiet and give you some time to work on the questions. So good luck. Okay, so now we're on to checking our answers. So number one, if you get a speeding ticket or a parking ticket, then you must pay a fine. Number two, if you are really angry when you drive your car, then you might have road rage. Number three, when you are not driving your car, you need to put it in a parking space. Number four, a person who is not driving. Oh, actually, skip number four. We don't need to do number four. I dropped that vocabulary word. Number five, if you have had too much alcohol to drink and then you drive your car, this would be referred to as drunk driving. Number six, the regulation that tells you how fast you can drive your car on a road is known as a speed limit. Number seven, if your car is parked in a place where it should not be parked, this is known as illegal parking. Number eight, if you are driving faster than the law allows, then you would be speeding. Number nine, the front seat of a car can also be referred to as the driver's seat. Actually, no, don't do number nine. I cut that word out too. Sorry, I need to update this. Number 10, it is illegal to drive a car without a driver's license. Number 11, if the policeman sees you driving faster than the speed limit, he will probably give you a ticket. Number 12, if you are in a car but you are not the driver, then you are a passenger. Number 13, a place where police stop cars to check licenses or find drunk drivers is called a checkpoint. Number 14, if the gas tank in your car is almost empty, then you should go to a gas station. Number 15, the person who uses the steering wheel is known as the driver. Number 16, a big road with no traffic lights and a high speed limit is usually called a highway. Number 17, when a criminal is driving a car very fast in order to escape the police who are following him, this is known as a high-speed chase. Number 18, it is impossible to drive a car without a driver's license. I'm sorry, without a steering wheel. Number 18 is steering wheel. Number 19, if someone steals your car, then you are a victim of auto theft. Number 20, if you are driving your car and then you hit another car, this would be called an car accident. Number 21, in some places you are not allowed to use a parking space if you don't have a parking pass. Number 22, if you are illegally parked, then you might get a parking ticket. Number 23, unless your car uses electricity, you must pay for a fuel called gas, or you could also say gasoline. So remember, just to recap, we don't need to do questions 4 and question 9. I dropped those vocabulary words, but I forgot to drop the question from the paper. So I'm sorry about that. Remember, if you have any questions, you can always email me or text me, and I'll answer those questions. Okay, so now let's look at our fill-in-the-blank questions. Okay, so here are our fill-in-the-blank questions. So we've got 14 questions, so let's take about 10 minutes to answer these questions. So we'll take 10 minutes, and then I'll come back and we will check our answers. So let's get started. And we're back. So let's check our answers. So number 1, Tracy, I heard that you got a speeding ticket yesterday. How much was the fine? Number 2, after I take my test, I will finally get my driver's license. Then I can drive to the beach. Number 3, we need to stop at the next gas station. My gas tank is almost empty. Ooh, number 4. Yeah, we can skip number 4. That was another one. I need to update this paper. Sorry, guys. Didn't use that vocabulary set this time. Number 5. Did you see the high-speed chase on the news last night? The bank robber was such a good driver that the police could not catch him. Number 6. 5 people are going to the concert. But my car only has room for 1 passenger. I think we should all just take a taxi. Number 7. I need to do something to stop my road rage. On my commute this morning, I yelled at an old lady. Number 8. My friend Mike was really drunk last night, and he was caught driving at a checkpoint. Number 9. Hey, what is the speed limit for this highway? I don't want to drive too fast and get a ticket. Those things are expensive. Number 10. It is really expensive to buy a parking pass at my school, but it's better than worrying about getting a ticket. Number 11. I like sitting in the passenger seat because it is in the front of the car, so it has more space than the seats in the back. Number 12. My sister caused an accident yesterday. She did not stop at a red light, and so another car drove into the other side of her car. Luckily, no one was hurt. This city has a big auto theft problem. It's very important to lock your car and park it in a safe spot at night. If you don't, it may not be there in the morning. I've had a lot of whiskey this morning, and I don't want to do drunk driving, so I'm going to call a taxi. Alright, so that's all of our vocabulary words for this set. And our next set will be about biking. So that'll be more words that deal with the road. So if you have any questions, just email me or ask me in class when you see me. Alright, so have a nice day.